Good evening and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is November 7th, 2014. My name is Lynn and I'm your host. So welcome, and you're out there sewing already, I hope. Simply Colorful is all about what we can get done together in 60 minutes. So come along and join the fun. And I hope you've had a good week. Today what we're going to be doing is making some vinyl pouches. Vinyl on one side and pretty fabric on the other. And I am following a pattern, and I've not done this, so we're going to do it real time, but it's an Atkinson design pattern. So you'll see there's vinyl on the front, and on the back are some pretty fabrics. And I've cut out most of it. I've not sewn a thing, but here's what I have so far. So what we're going to do is spend the next hour making these pouches. I've actually cut out enough for 6 pouches. If we get one done, that will be success. I also wanted to share with you some updates on a couple of Dear Jane blocks that I finished and some other random things just to show you I've made some progress. And of course, as always, send me emails, send me pictures, show us what you're working on, show each other what you're working on, lmarquidon@gmail.com or on any of the Simply Colorful sites. So I have 3 different zippers. Of course, I had a whole pile of them, but I pulled out 2 white ones and a red one. And then I've cut out material for 3 sizes of bags. And we're going to make the little one first. But basically, let's see. Oh, and I had to put some woven interfacing on the back of my materials. So of course I did that after I cut them out. It said on the instructions that I should have done that ahead of time. So for the small bag, I literally have the inside fabric. It's going to be the inside fabric. I have, and I cut out 2 of everything. I have the vinyl that's going to go on top. I have the zipper. And then I have fusible fleece to put, I think, on the back of this to make it give it a bit more heft. And then the one thing that I still have not finished cutting out is the edging. So I have two other sizes that I'm going to put aside, and if we have time, we'll get to those. And we should have time, actually, I think. But here's going to be the color that I use for the back and for the edging. So before we go any further, I need to cut these out. And it's just a shame that I didn't do this ahead of time. But I think I can do it right now. You can see this, right? So it's Bob's birthday tomorrow. And yet he's the one who's telling me he's going to get us some new lighting for the studio so I can stand up and cut while we're doing this. So we don't have to do everything sitting down. What a good guy, huh? That's what he was talking about last night. We're going to do a pizza night for him tomorrow night. And for Carol, his sister. Carol, if you're out there, happy birthday, a few days early. So let me just trim this off. And the pattern gave me the measurements. And that will be for my second one, so I'm putting that aside. Okay, so this is the backing, right? Put that there. That'll be the backing. And then that. And now these 2 go on either side of the zipper, I believe. And I have my Microtex needle on still from when I was doing my doll. So, which means it's a 60. Usually what the universal is a, oh boy, 70, 90 maybe. This I think is a 60, 80. I'll look in a minute. So it's thinner and it's sharper. So it may not work great with the vinyl, but we'll try it. I just thought we should do something different today. Everyone has been so good about doing Dear Jane's. And of course, Bonnie and her mystery is coming up in a few weeks. And for anyone local, we're still up for a scrap cutting and swapping. Friday morning is, I think, what we're going to do. So if you're in the area, come by. Here's some white. I don't know if you can see that. We'll use that on a different size one, but we're going to put that aside for now. Okay. So okay. So I think now we have all of our pieces. Let's see what the instructions say. And who's out there? I'm hearing some blinking. Ah, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She says she's at dinner but planning to join FiberCast in a few minutes. I'll be happy. Oh, she's coming to my house tomorrow to go from there for our doll challenge. That sounds good. It's a plan. Jacqueline, hello. I loved receiving your email last week. Jacqueline is one of our newer viewers. Yay! And she said she finally thinks I figured out how to watch live, and I'm watching live for the first time. Well, welcome. Thank you for persevering and finding us. And I just love to get your email. Okay, so we're using 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay. It says stitch a 1.5 inch contrasting print stripe to the clear vinyl. Right side of print toward vinyl. So we're literally, this is going to be a good exercise in following directions. Let's see if I am up to it. So let's see, we're going to put all of our pieces here. As you might imagine, I tend to jump around on instructions, and sometimes that gets me into trouble. It's a wonder I ever got through school, I tell you. Okay, so here's my vinyl. Here's my print side down. Oh. Oops. I did read that I'm supposed to use some tissue paper on the back of the vinyl. So they had this on the Pellon fleece. So I'm going to put that on the back of this. Like that. Oh, I'm supposed to use my walking foot. So let me turn that out. Man, we're going to use different feet. Our walking feet, we're going to use our zipper foot. Apparently, the walking foot will help grab the vinyl. And I'm going to stick with my tan Aurifil for now. Let's see how that works with this Microtex needle. Okay. And I've got it on a 240. I think that'll be good enough. Okay, let's make sure. So, right side of print toward vinyl. All right. And because we have the walking foot, I'm not going to pin it. It'll live on the edge. Of course, I don't know where my seam allowance is. I need to check my seam allowance. So Okay, we're good. Oh, and that was the other thing. We're supposed to start another piece of fabric before we get to the vinyl. I'm curious who out there has used vinyl before. All right, here we go. Boy, I love a walking foot. Okay. And now we should tear this away. So I've sewn it. Oops, I guess we should cut it. Cut the fabric. Huh. This really is going to be an experiment. So, sewed pretty well. Now it says to finger press. Can you see this? Finger press this open. Okay, so there we go. And I'm not liking how loose that is. But I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, so there's step one. Now it says place the zipper on the print edge of this unit with the right sides together. Okay. Oh boy, we're living on the edge here doing this live. Okay. So I'm going to take my walking foot off. Good little walking foot. Okay. And now I'm going to put on my zipper foot. This is so fun. I tell you, every week I get so much done. But now why isn't my needle moving? Turn her off. Turn her back on. Ooh, I got another text. Jacqueline says she's calling in from Ogden, Utah. Wow, hi. She loves FiberCast, and I'll go to see more in a minute. That is wonderful. Oh, and Karen's out there. Hi, Karen. And hi, Tommy. Oh, they're watching from their hotel in Pittsburgh, visiting Pitt tomorrow. That's awesome. Are you in downtown? Are you outside? I think we stayed in Monroeville a few weeks ago before we got to downtown Pitt. Hi. Oh, I can't wait to hear how you like the school. Well, it would help if I pushed the right button. Okay, so now we have this. I am going to pin a few. Oh, that's exciting. I don't even know how big University of Pittsburgh is, but we sure do like the city out there and the area. It was just beautiful. I know I told everyone about our trip out to West Virginia. Highly recommend it. And for those of you who are so lucky to live out there and in the middle of the country, there are just beautiful spots across this whole country. Okay. It's interesting. What they're saying is to sew a scant 1/4 of an inch, which is not anywhere near the edge of the zipper. So I guess we're going to see a lot of the zipper on either side, which is fine. Take out this pin. Okay. And I'd like to say I thought ahead and I'm doing contrasting thread so you could see it. It's not true, but I think it'll work. So I don't know if you can see. So I've done a scant edge there. And now if I pull this up, we're starting to see where the zipper will be, I think. Because then it says, layer the second 1.5 inch contrast print strip on top of the zipper, wrong side up. Oh, with zipper in between. Aha. So I flip this over and I literally sew right over what I just sewed, but probably stitch a 1/4 of an inch seam so that I don't have any of that other seam that I just sewed stitching through. That's why we had to do the scant. Uh-oh. Okay, folks, what's going wrong with my machine? I have a tension problem. It's literally skipping stitches. I don't know if you can see that. So I think what I'm going to do is change my needle. And I'm sure many of you are have far more insight into what's going on with my machine. So I said I would talk about the needle. The Microtex that I have on here with Aurifil is a 68 or a 130 705 HM 60/8 Microtex. The Universal is 80/12 instead of 60/8. Okay, and this is a 90/14. So I've got a 60, an 80, a 90, and I've got a 75. I'm going to try the 80. Okay. This will definitely be a practice. Okay, so I'm going to put these over here. And I'm going to sew right again. Better, much better. Isn't that interesting? It just feels better. So again, I was using the thinner needle for my doll making because I was using very, very small stitches. This can't be right. So now we have two pieces with a zipper sticking out. Really? Really, people? Oh, it is right. Okay. So now it says, finger press both print strips down away from the zipper. Oh, how funny is that? Oh, this is good. So it'll be nice and clean. I'll be able to cover up my stitching. Okay, so finger press that down. Top stitch through all layers along the zipper. Oh boy. So now I do have to change my thread color. And then literally we're gonna have to put that. All right, so here goes nothing. Sometimes FiberCast is not all that pretty, but we get things done and we're learning. Send me emails, tell me what you're up to. It's been a busy week around here, that's for sure. Whew. At work, we're in the midst of doing 2015 planning. So of course my boss called me, 30 minutes ago. I didn't think it was appropriate to tell her, could she please get off the phone because FiberCast was coming. So, but we got through it. Okay, I'm gonna even have to wind a bobbin then. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I'm going to pull off some thread on this bobbin. Oh, I have the hiccups. I keep seeing everyone's pictures for their fabric for the Grand Illusion Mystery. And I'm actually, you know, I'm going to stick with the colors this time, as are, I think, several of us locally, so we can do some swapping. But you know, now that I've had the experience of doing the mystery quilt, I am wondering if next year what I might do is mix up and do my own colors. I don't know. It's going to be fun. So everyone must have had elections. What were there, more than 30 governors switching over this week across the United States? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take off my zipper foot and put back my regular one. I'm going to move this over. You know, this is going to be the longest part. I bet you once we get through the zipper part, putting the rest of the bag together is going to be quite fast. So change the bobbin. Now watch, this thread will be too thick for my needle and I'll have to put on, ooh, that's not good. The 90. I don't think so. This is the 80-12. Okay. So there. And And I guess we cannot iron the vinyl. Something is not sounding right underneath this machine. I hope I don't have a bird's nest under there. Nope, not bad. All right. Actually, very good. So I do have a bird's nest though. Now what I'm doing is folding the other end under 1/4 inch so that I can top stitch it. And catch the front and the back. Yahoo! It's working. So I'm putting a beginner and ender. So that we don't have any nesting problems. It didn't work all the way. So the front looks good. Unfortunately, the back, I missed a little bit here. So for the sake of getting through a whole thing, I'm going to leave that for now. And this will be our practice. How's that for a decision? Speaking of decisions, well, first off, I think sewing is a wonderful thing because it does teach you how to make decisions. You have to all the time. Actually, let me keep going, then I'll get back to a little tidbit I heard today that I may try about to minimize or to reduce a few decisions that I might have to make every day. And I think it might make you laugh, but I bet it will make you wonder if you should do it too. How's that for a tease? Okay, fuse the fleece. Oh, I've got to get my iron going. It says fuse the fleece to the wrong side of the pocket print. So this is our pocket print. And this is the fleece. And fortunately, I have a pressing sheet. So it won't gum up my iron. Okay, so we're going to place the step E unit on top of this pocket print. Both pieces right side up. Zipper pull must face up. Here's my zipper pull. Oh, I tell you. This will be easy. I get it. So first I have to put my fleece onto this. You want to see a picture of a finished one again? So this is what we're making. We're making the little one. Wonder if maybe I should do it that way. Okay. Groovy. So now I'm going to cut this excess off. So this has 3 pieces now. It has the print, it has the interfacing, and then it has the fleece. So it's got a nice little heft to it. Okay. So now move the zipper pull to the center. Okay, so here's my zipper pull. I'm going to move it to the center. No, wait. Place this unit on top of this, both pieces right side up, and the zipper pull must be facing up. Okay, done. Uh-oh. If this is supposed to match on the bottom, it doesn't. Top and side edges should be even. It's okay if the bottom edges are uneven. They will be trimmed later. Okay. So now we want to stitch a scant. Anyway, sorry, I can't talk too much while we're doing this. And I forgot to put my zipper foot on. But that's okay for this particular one because I'm doing scant. Okay. Now the next part's kind of cool. Because now what I do is move the zipper pull to the center, and then using a walking foot, I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Oh, a lot of feet changing. Some days, see, with the walking foot, you have to catch this and the top piece. So you kind of have to come at it from the side. And there we go. So not only does quilting teach you how to make decisions, but it also, I guess, teaches you patience. Not really, because I'm certainly not patient, but I guess it's satisfying when you overcome something that's frustrating. I think it's so funny when I see the Mary Fawns and her daughter or her mother, and they talk about how they are the least patient people, and that one of their missions is to dispel the rumor that quilters are patient. All right. So here we go. We're doing a scant 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I'm going to start here. This is cool. Sewing through vinyl. What a crack up. The reason for the scant 1/8 of an inch, I'm sure, is because we're going to come back and put another binding around it that'll be 1/4 of an inch. And again, I've got the head of my zipper inside, so I'm catching both edges of the zipper. And in fact, I am going to go back around, even though it didn't tell me to do this. I'm going back around. So instead of an 1/8 of an inch, which is 2/16, maybe I'm going 3/16. Because I really got awfully close to the edge around here. All right, so can you see that? It's starting to look like a little whatchamacallit bag. So let's see what they say next. They say trim the bottom edge if needed, trim the excess zipper tape, even with the edge. Okay. Oh, and I can take off this back piece. Oh, and this is going to go all the way along the back. Ah. Okay, so now we have this, right? And it says I'm supposed to cut off the edges of the zipper and then cut off the excess vinyl. So I'm going to do that right now. There goes the vinyl. There goes the zipper. One side, two sides. All right. So that's done. Trim the contrasting print triangle if needed. So it's, okay, trim the bottom edge. Okay, trim the contrast print rectangle if needed. So it's one. Ah, boy. Trim the contrasting print rectangle if needed, so it's 1.5 inch longer and wider than this unit. Okay, so if I lay that on top, I guess I'm supposed to make sure that it's 1.5 inches wider and longer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this up in the corner and then measure over to make sure that's 1.5 inch. It looks right. And this looks a little long, so that needs to be 1.5 inches. Which makes sense because I did just have to cut off some vinyl. For whatever reason, sometimes I could have cut the vinyl incorrectly the first time. Who knows, maybe I picked up the vinyl for the medium-sized bag. Okay, so I literally am going to measure 1.5 inches over from the edge. And just took that much off, which sort of corresponds to how much vinyl I took off. And then that's going to be good. All right, so our backing is the right size, our front's the right size. Okay, so I have this right side together and I have this right side. I'm supposed to layer them over and match in the middle. So all I'm going to do is just fold it in half and create a crease. So there's one crease. Maybe I'll put a pin. And then this, I'll fold in half and put a pin. Okay. Oh, and I am going to switch this out again and put in my zipper foot. And then I'll see who's out there after I get this on. Okay. There's that. Here's my zipper foot. Okay. So right sides to right sides. Stitch 1/4 inch seam along the zipper and along the bottom edge. Stitch with the pocket unit on top so you can see to back stitch at the beginning and end of the pocket. Reach in and move the zipper pull out of your way as needed. Oh, this is kind of cool. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew along the top. Then I'm going to scooch this up and we're going to sew along the bottom. Then when we turn it inside out, there will be excess that will form the binding, if you will. Okay. Okay, so I'm halfway through and my zipper is over here. So I'm going to reach underneath just like it said. And now I'm pulling it so that it's behind me. So I don't get a bump in my sewing. Okay, very good. Oh, it is not looking very straight though. Something, tension's off somehow. Okay, but anyway, now what I'm doing is I'm just moving this up. Okay. So keep pulling that. So again, now I'm pulling this up. And we'll begin and end with a forward and backward stitch. This is going to be like magic, I do believe. Okay. So we've sewn the top and the bottom, right? Then it says, to trim these corners 1/4 of an inch up and in to reduce bulk. So being conservative, I'm probably not going quite 1/4 of an inch yet. See how I've cut that little corner off, this little corner off. I'll do the same thing up here. And I'll check to see who's out there as soon as I turn this. How's that? Okay, turn it right side out. And the print will wrap around both seams. You'll see about 3/8 of the print along the top and bottom edges. Hello, Houston. We have liftoff. And boy, do I look like it's Friday. Look at that. So hopefully you can see that. It's hard to see the zipper here, but this, so the zipper is here and you can open it right in. And okay, so let me see who's out there. And then all that is left is we just need to make the edges. Wonderful. We may be able to make a couple of those tonight. Let's see who's out there. Oh, Sarah, hi. Says she just turned in. Looks like fun. These would make great gifts. They would, wouldn't they? Yep. You could even put like a gift card in it for someone. Yeah, I think they would make good gifts. And again, just to give props to that, this is not my design. This is Atkinson Designs, and it's called Bridget's Baguettes. Okay, so who else is out there? Let me go see Gmail. It's downloading. Ta-da! Hello. Oh, good. Oh, I see you out there. I'm going to start from the top. Okay. Eileen, out in California. She says, sewing with vinyl. I am so glad you are online. And I wanted to talk a little bit about your education program. Okay, so Eileen says, caught you about 10 minutes late, so went to the beginning. You might get an answer already before I can type one. On the 2 projects I've used vinyl on, I found that Wonder clips help because you can't, of course, pin. Okay, those little teeny tiny Clover Wonder clips. I bought a Teflon foot to go over the vinyl as the metal won't slide on the vinyl. It has a roller bar on the foot. Oh, that's a good tip. So a Teflon tip, okay. I'm watching to see if the walking foot works as well. So far, I've liked it. Looking forward to doing Bonnie Hunter's Mystery. I usually wait for all the parts before I begin, but maybe I'll be brave and jump right in. Oh, jump right in with us. It'll be fun. I usually wait. Oh, let's see. It's hard to change colors when you don't know where they go in the pattern. Good point. Well, welcome, and thank you for those tips. I'll look for some Wonder clips. Patty, hi. She says, just watching tonight. It's been a long week. Patty in Texas. I hear you. Thanks for joining. I hope your mom's doing okay. Each day, I'm sure, brings something a little different, so hang in there. Oh, no. You really aren't watching me on the big screen, are you? Oh, boy. Okay, so I can see my blue shirt. So here's watching you while my husband cooks dinner. He's watching you also. Here's a picture of you. Oh, you do make my day. Oh, thank you. Now, Dragon Goddess, is that Leona? I'm forgetting. Terrible. Well, hi, Dragon Goddess and Dragon Goddess husband. Sandra, hi. Aw, she says, you were so cute last week. Enjoyed so much. Thank you. I'm interested in, I had a lot of fun last week too, and I don't know if it was the history and learning something new about that. Was it the pretending to be in another era? Was it actually what we were working on? So let me know. It was, I had a lot more fun too, or I always have fun. So what am I saying? But it was fun last week. Maybe it was a candle. Who knows? Tonight I'm working. Sandra said she's working on a crocheted baby blanket for my Cover Girls meeting tomorrow. May have to stay up half the night to finish it. Huh? Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, don't stay up if you don't feel like it. I just watched some of your videos while I work. Aw. Also started Dear Jane E9 Quilt Jail. Huh. You are so brave to do something so different for us each week. Love it. Have fun. Thank you, Sandra. I'm out on a ledge tonight, but I think we've got a good one. Speaking of Dear Jane, I wanted to show you what I finished. Oh, hang on. I'm not going anywhere. So I just finished that one. And I don't remember the number. I have to write on the back. This one, I think we had just started. And I ended up appliquing the blue, one big piece. And then I appliqued these white pieces on top. And then I cut out all of the layers. So I cut out, this used to be all white. I cut that out. And then where the white came on the front, I even cut out the blue. So that was fun to do too. So I got those two done. And I also, making a mess over here. Oh, it dropped on the floor. Hang on. I finished the sampler, the Hitty sampler. And all I have to do is frame it. So this goes in my dollhouse, presumably with my Hitty. It was fun. I did it while I was watching the Patriots last week. Oh boy. So anyway, it'll fit in there. So that's that. And then this was a fun find. I was going through my materials looking for my sheet for ironing, and I found my collection of John James needles. I'm so excited about this. I think I had mentioned Anne Hancock's last week. I believe she gave this to me years ago. When we had, over in Milford, we were part of a quilting group called the Batty Quilters. It was kind of creative. Anyway, that was a fun find. So let me put this away and let's get to finishing up our unit. Oh, and sharing Sandra's blanket. Love that. You see that? That's a fun pastel colored, and it looks like you're going around and around with a single crochet. Very nice. Oh, Carol says, thanks for the shout out. So happy to be joining. Me too. Are you coming to pizza night tomorrow night? I hope so. Working on envelopes for my holiday cards for the service people. Thanks for the inspiration to do something fun on Friday night with you and all the other FiberCasters. Oh, that's great. Carol, my sister-in-law, is making cut-out snowflakes in different holiday colors, and she's sending them overseas to our service personnel. So way to go. Carol, you better be there tomorrow night because there's going to be a cake. Susan in North Georgia is viewing first time live. Love the quilt behind you. I also love my walking foot. Don't you love your walking foot? Me too. Oh, I'm so glad you joined. Susan Jane, we've communicated a few times online. Welcome. Isn't the quilt behind me neat? It came from Brimfield years ago. It doesn't have a label. Oh, okay. So Jacqueline, awesome, is watching live on Google. Oh, here's a baby quilt. Oh, this is fun. Oh, and Jamie just joined us. Jamie Pennybacker. Oh, isn't this beautiful? So now I'm jumping around and I apologize. So here is, oh, Nancy in Iowa. Hi. Nancy, who went on retreat, and she's back. She said, I wanted to share a baby quilt just finished for her new granddaughter due in January. The baby shower's tomorrow, so I'm excited to give it to the new mama. Another quilt for the baby's room is almost ready to be quilted. I love making baby quilts. Don't you? They're so fun. I haven't made one in a long time. Don't you just love the pastel colors or whatever? It's the fun of anticipating something new and, new life. Okay. Easily finished is part of the charm. Exactly. See, you anticipated. That's exactly why they're so charming, because you don't have to make them to be huge. And she says, I'm anxious to see your bag, and happy birthday to Bob. I will tell him that. Nancy in Iowa. And you all are going to love this quilt. Isn't that something? Each block is appliqued, it looks like, and then I love how you did the sashing of the 9 patches. That is just beautiful. Thank you for sending the picture. I'd love to see all of these. Oh, Allison in Australia, she says she's ready to sew. Today I'm putting the backing on a lap quilt, and hopefully we'll start the quilting. Beautiful. Lap quilts are also a good size. Very hot here, just at 10 a.m., and it's already past 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Air conditioning is on, and I'm ready to go. Excellent. Thanks for joining, Allison. Oh, so nice to see everyone out there. Oh, well, let's finish this bag and see what we learned. And all we have left, and then I cannot believe it, but I think our time is about done for the night. Where does the time go? So we have this bag. All we have to do is, we can do simple corners or mitered corners. So the simple corner is to, we can do mitered corners. We can do this. Well, you know what? I think what I might do, and you're right, if I had that clip, Eileen, well, for now, I have a binder clip. I think for the conclusion of tonight's FiberCast, we'll put the binder clip on, and I will finish these up and put a picture online. Because I think doing the mitered edges may be a little fussy, and it'll take me more time than we have. And there is going to be one of our pouches. So again, props to Atkinson Designs. That's her pattern. Terry Atkinson, copyright 2012. It's a Bridget's Baguettes bag. Thank you all for joining. I'm so glad to see what you're working on. Keep on sewing, keep on creating. And remember, next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard live. Come join me, come sew, and have a great week. Bye.